for Iran and former senior policy advisor to the Secretary of State. Welcome to you, sir. So we do await the Iranian response here to the U.S. proposed peace plan. What do you see coming?
Well, it seems like Iran is testing the limits of this ceasefire. And President Trump, I think, is showing a disciplined deterrence. He has made very clear that if Iran, like Secretary Rubio just said, if Iran is going to be firing on the U.S., there is going to be a price to pay. And so I think that's the dynamic while we await the Iranian regime's response to the Pakistan diplomacy. What I think the president is doing is again, building up the economic and military deterrence that's going to be required to get the kind of a deal that ends Iran's nuclear program, takes care of the highly enriched uranium in the country, and gets the Strait of Hormuz open without the Iranian regime running the Tehran toll booth that would net them $125 million a day. So this is going to be very difficult diplomacy. This was never going to be easy given this regime. What I would just say is that if this is how the Iranian regime behaves without a nuclear weapon, it's an entirely different world if they were to have one.
You know, we put this together for our audience to take from it what they do, and you can tell us what we should make of it. This is an expose from the Iranian foreign minister on the latest on the negotiation posture from just a short time ago. Every time a diplomatic solution's on the table, the U.S. opts for a reckless military adventure. Is it a crude pressure tactic or the result of a spoiler once again duping POTUS into another quagmire? Whatever the cause's outcome is the same. Iranians never bow to pressure. What do you make of that?
Well, it's pretty ironic to be hearing the Iranian regime lecture the world about reckless military adventures. That is not this. This is a conflict that is designed to end Iran's nuclear blackmail and its economic blackmail. And Iran, for its 47-year history, has been engaged in these military adventures, which is exporting revolution that they started in 1979. This is a regime that has a very hard time simply being at peace with its neighbors. And I think if you were to poll our Gulf partners and Israel, all they would like to see is an Iran that is at peace with its neighbors and is not pursuing a nuclear weapon. But instead, for 47 years, they have been sowing terror and violence, chaos. This regime has killed over 1,000 Americans and has injured so many thousands more. And they want to get a nuclear weapon. And President Trump, I think, deserves a lot of credit for not managing the problem, as other presidents have tried to do, but is trying to end Iran's path to a nuclear weapon.
Perfect. I want to end with this. This is Marco Rubio responding to questions about the U.S. strikes on Iran, describing them as self-defense. Let's listen.
What you saw yesterday was U.S. destroyers moving through international waters being fired upon by the Iranians, and the U.S. responded defensively. Of course we fired back at them. They were shooting at us. That's what I would expect to do. Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at, and we're not a stupid country.
Did he need to explain that?
Well, President Trump is sending our Navy through international waters in a peacekeeping operation to open a choke point that was created by the Iranian regime. It is simply unacceptable to allow one country to choke off 20% of the world's oil supply just because it feels like it. This is international waters. The president is protecting a principle, a bedrock principle of freedom of navigation in international waters. I wish the rest of the international community were as frustrated over Iran's behavior, but they're not. They seem to be spending most of their time criticizing the operation when they should be helping it. But I think at the end of the day, we have to respond to any of these attacks. We're going to continue, I think, to maintain escalatory dominance while keeping the path open for diplomacy. That's the best formula right now.
Got it. Brian, appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, John.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now.